All right, now today we have a special guest as our second guest for the show, and she is called the Boss Lady. We'll ask her why, but she is the CEO of OctaneDC Limited. She is in the person of Dr. Suzy Puplampu. I hope I got it right.
You did.
You look amazing.
Thank you
so
much.
young.
Thank you.
What do you do to keep looking this yummy?
Just keeping it real, like the real show.
Oh, I like that. That's why you're with us here. We are going to keep it real on the real show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for honoring us. And why the Boss Lady? I've heard behind the scenes that you're called the Boss Lady. Why though?
It's a special tag for myself.
Oh.
Just to keep motivating me to just keep aiming high and high in everything I do. So I have a little tag on my table that reminds me every morning that, hey, you are the boss chick, you are the boss lady. Just keep it up.
Amazing. We are going to take that name too. I'm going to call myself the other boss chick as well. But as a wealth manager, what would you say wealth management is?
Wealth management, it sounds sophisticated,
yeah,
but it's very simple.
Okay.
It's the larger aspect of managing everything for you and about you. It starts with fund management, that we are able to manage some aspect of your wealth, which is funds, but then we look at the larger picture, everything about you. Your physical assets, your health when it comes to insurance, your businesses, if you run any business at all, we look at succession planning, we look at retirement planning. It's everything that has to do with you and your family. So it's quite extensive.
You know, I was comparing that to a fund manager. So I was even going to ask, what's the difference? Then it looks like you're even playing the role of an attorney if you're looking at succession and all that.
Well, it has everything that has to do with an individual, right from when you start having some economic returns for whatever you do. So once you start working and you start earning something, the journey begins with financial planning. That's you begin to pay attention to yourself and what you are living for. Life is not just about waking up every morning and going to work and coming back, but in between, what are you generating for yourself? So it's about building something for yourself, but the critical thing is maintenance or sustaining it and growing it over the years. So fund management is just an aspect of wealth management. Wealth covers a lot more.
Wow, no wonder you look good. You're managing everything so nicely. One would say, do I have to have a lot of money or properties before I can think of having a wealth manager like yourself?
You don't need to have a lot of money, but of course, it takes a lot of money to create and then continue to grow. Yeah. But it begins with you and your purpose for being on this earth.
Okay.
When you're working, we listen to the truck drivers. So they're on the road every time. They are working, they are earning money. So what is in there, apart from making money on a monthly basis? Yeah. So it is you paying attention to yourself and why you wake up every morning and go to work. And beyond you, what else are you leaving for the people behind you? So legacy is also key. Yeah. So you are building wealth or creating money not just for yourself, but the people who are looking up to you. And one day they should say that, well, she left something significant for me to continue living on. So it's about you making a decision that it's not just about making money for yourself, spending it all on yourself and by yourself, and without leaving anything for the generations behind you.
What are some of the other professionals you work with? I mean, to make all this happen, I'm sure you have to deal with a whole lot of other people.
A lot. We have accountants, we have lawyers. You mentioned legal
attorneys,
and attending everything. So we work with lawyers. And when it comes to property, we also have to work with real estate professionals as well. So it's quite the insurance as well.
What would you say is the educational requirement to be a wealth manager?
Well, there are a number of requirements, of course. You need to go to school and do something related to business, so finance is very relevant. And in our industry right now, you need to be regulated and licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Wow. So very basic is for you to go through the stock exchange course and get some knowledge on the industry. Because wealth, it's quite extensive. Of course, it starts with doing the basic, that is fund management, investing on the stock market, money market, and then you have to look at real estate and everything else that has to do with the individual. So certification is very critical, very critical. But the basic is to go to school, have some knowledge in business and finance, add accounting to it, and then you are ready to go.
Can you give us a bit of background with your educational journey?
Well, I I went to Mahalia Secondary School for my first degree. So I'm a Havio. For those who are watching, I didn't know what Havio is.
I'm sure they're probably giving
Yes,
fans.
Mahalia School had a piggery, and every Saturday morning we had to go and feed the pigs and all that, fetch water to clean the place. So they say we are piglets, so we are called Havio. So I went to Mahalia School for my O levels and A levels, and I went to Kivas, where I read economics and sociology. Then I went to the University of Ghana, where I read my MBA in finance. In between, I started accounting course. So I am a chartered accountant as well.
Wow.
Since 2010.
Your resume is impressive.
Since 2010, I became a fellow in 2015. But at a certain point in my journey, the kind of client I was managing, I thought there was a need to go back to school. So I went to do my doctorate.
After all this?
Yes, and specialized in wealth management.
Wow.
So it's been, but it's not the end. There's still a lot I have to learn.
What's driving you to do all this and even want to do more? You just said there's a lot you still have to do.
Continuous learning. There's so much happening in the world these days. You can't tell yourself that you know it all or you have learned it all. There's a lot happening. And the millennials are catching up with us with innovation and creativity. So you can't just sit and wait and say, you know, everything is changing every time. So you just have to keep learning. And the clients are becoming very sophisticated. They are very knowledgeable. So you also have to be knowledgeable to be able to take sufficient money from someone and money, because they need to have that comfort that they are dealing with somebody who knows what she's about. So there's no end to learning, and there's so much creativity in the market as well. So you just have to keep learning, keep moving on. Wow. And when you learn, you expand your horizon. So there's no need to stop learning. Just keep the mind working every time.
You talk with so much passion. How long have you been doing this?
It's been 16 years.
Wow. Are you kidding me? Almost
it's been
2 decades.
It's been 16 years, and I've had clients with me for that long, because the whole journey about wealth management is an intimate one. You build a long-term relationship with someone. Someone is open to you to tell you about their wealth, what they have, where they have it, what they want to do with it. So it can be a very long journey. So you have clients who sign up with you for a very long time. So this is not an industry where you take someone's money for 6 months or 1 year and turn it around and give it back to them. No, it is someone who has a longer intention for what they want to do.
Well, what are some of the challenges of a wealth manager? Because looking at what you do, I can only imagine.
It's difficult. In our market, well, maybe in our part of the world, everybody wants to do everything for themselves and by themselves. So you have people who will tell you, I know how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I can do it better than you, so just stay where you are. But it is that understanding and appreciating that it's important to let other people do certain things for you, to support you, because that is our work. So we have information that you may not have. We are able to see things ahead that you may not see, because all we do is identify opportunities, the best of it, because we have a fiduciary relationship to ensure that whatever we take from you, we manage it and manage it well, so you don't lose it. So it is that for people to understand that it's okay to allow other people to have, you know, something off you and manage for you. So that is the main challenge, people letting go. To say that, okay, I understand what you are doing, I understand it is your space, so it's okay to carry. But everybody wants to buy their own land, everybody wants to build their properties, everybody wants to rent it themselves, everybody wants
even to build their house on the land themselves without architects. So,
and a lot of times you find that people are so wealthy, but they can't, or they don't know how to enjoy their wealth. You know, you need someone to prompt you. It's about time to go on holidays. Aww. So let's take this off you and plan something significant for you. All you have to do is pick your bag and go to the airport and just go and enjoy yourself and come. So we look at everything about the client beyond just the individual, because we're also concerned about the family as well. So everything about you, your spouse, your family, and all that. Something that is missing is transition or succession planning. So a lot of the time we build so much wealth for ourselves, but we don't know who will handle them for us if anything should happen. So there's a huge gap that everything is for me in everything that I do. But what if one day the shop that you wake up every morning to go to, it's your business, you go there every morning. 1 week you're unwell, who will take over? You know, for some reason you fall sick and you have to be out of job for 3 months. Who will take over? And of course, if the ultimate happens, who will take over? So there's usually a gap. as to transition. So that is some conversation we also have with our clients when it comes to be real, when it comes to having a trust in place, when it comes to having a successor in place and all that. So it can be quite extensive.
Wow. So looking at the fact that there are challenges to people even understanding why they need this, how do you get your clients? Do you liaise with financial institutions so that people who have a lot of money or wealth going on and are not managing well, maybe you liaise with them?
You don't need to have a lot of money to start this journey.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You don't really need to have a lot of money, but it's just that understanding that you need to start from somewhere.
Okay.
So it's education.
Okay.
If you don't hear about it, you don't read about it, something should prick you somewhere. You will hear. And you should have some desire to turn that 500 cedis or 1,000 cedis you earn every month, some desire to put a certain portion away and grow it, because you are supposed to. You can't be working every time. You need to allow your money to also work. It's not sufficient to be seeing your cash balances every time and be excited about it. Yeah. That is not the way. That money must be working for you somehow. So it's important to identify that very early in your life. I keep telling people that with your very first income, national service, that is where you earn your first income. Wow. You don't have any dependents.
You know, when you were talking, I was thinking, oh, maybe when I have like maybe a 50,000 Ghana cedis or 100,000 Ghana cedis, I can think of
course, when it comes to building a portfolio, when it comes to managing your wealth, that is quite significant. I would say you need between 500 to 1 million Ghana cedis. But that is both cash and everything you have. The car you have, the house you have, your land, your farm, everything. So all that can be put together and we can begin to manage it for you. And when it comes to investment, we have mutual funds. These are collective investment schemes, as low as 50 cedis every month. Oh, wow. As low as 20 cedis every month.
Then we have no excuse.
You really don't have any excuse, but you need to know that it's important that you begin to put something away. And it becomes a habit, something you know. It's just like paying tithes at church, that every month you need to give something back to the glory of God. So if you build that discipline very early, but first income, when you are staying with your parents, they are still feeding you, you are not really paying anything, you don't have a family. So everything you earn, you should have that discipline of putting, usually the mathematics is 10%. So if you start that way, you begin to earn significant amount, then it's easier for you to put more away. And it also informs what assets you put together. When you start working, the first thing you shouldn't do is to take a loan and build. Because you lock up so much of your capital at very early stage in your life, and you overstretch yourself. So these are conversations you have with a financial planner very early in your life. Then you know what to do when you are single, you know what to do when you marry, you begin to have children, and you know what to do when your job changes and you begin to earn a bit more money. So these are things that we need to know very early. It's not everything we are taught in school. Yeah. But sometimes reading and also engaging with relevant people gets all this information out to you. Yeah,
but you know, you mentioned that you have challenges because some people don't even see why they need a health manager and all of that. So then a wealth manager and all of that. So then how do you get the customers? That's where I'm imagining. So I was asking that, do you maybe link with banks? Because I know, for instance, you can have a bank that has wealth managers. So I don't know if there's a connection. How do you get your customers?
Well, let me start with fund management. It's a whole big industry on its own. It's a whole big industry. We manage mutual funds, pension funds, and a critical aspect of what we do is a service we provide for a group of people called high net worth individuals.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's where you get the customers from.
The high net worth individuals are the group that you get some significant amount from. So out of them, you get your wealth management clients as well. So that is where it starts from. Of course, some banks also have wealth management as part of their private banking business. That also is it. But most fund management companies have a unit in there that just focuses on private wealth clients. So we get our clients out of there. But the business side that, or the service side that, is usually out of referrals. So somebody knows what you are doing and is happy with what you are doing and is able to. So we typically don't advertise ourselves out there, but it is based on what you are doing and what people can see.
Yeah, because I was going to say we don't hear much. So even, do you think the industry is actually growing? Like how many wealth managers we even have in Ghana?
Well, if it comes to fund management, we have about 85 fund management companies. It's that many. It's that we've had issues in the past, so the numbers have come down. Wealth management sometimes is a bit misplaced in our market. You have a microfinance company advertising wealth management. You have a savings and loan company advertising. You have everybody advertising, wealth management. So sometimes it's a bit misplaced. But when it comes to wealth management, as we have it as in some places called family office. So it's not just about you, but everything about the family. And as I say, it covers so many things. The cash aspect is just between 10 to 20%. But we are looking at everything about you and about your life, and the sort of interventions that can be provided so that you have peace of mind. You know that somebody somewhere is paying attention to your needs and watching the numbers and making sure you are not losing out and all that.
Okay. On that note, since you are helping someone manage so much, even family, would you say it's difficult to create a barrier with the professional relationship and...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, there are things we are supposed to do and not to do and everything, but everything comes to you, the person, providing the professional service. You are there to give support. So you know the do's and don'ts. So there's always a barrier. But everything depends on you, the individual, and how you carry yourself. You know why you are there to support and give solutions. So that is what it is about. So there is always but because of the way the relationship is, you become very intimate in a very professional way. So you know a lot about your clients, you engage, because we meet them at homes, in their offices, on the road, on their farm, wherever a client wants to meet you, are able to meet the person. And you don't just know the client, you know the family. So it goes just beyond the individual. But there is always a barrier, and it also depends on how you carry yourself. You must know it's a professional space.
Okay, so how do you juggle handling someone's every aspect of their life and handling your own aspect? Like, what's the balance there?
What's the balance? It's one word: support.
Support.
Everywhere I find myself, I ensure that I have relevant support around me. It's the only way you can succeed in anything you do at home. If you don't have helping hands at home, it's difficult to maintain a home. I have kids. I have a husband.
So how many?
I have three. I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. I have a husband who is a bigger baby.
I like that.
And you have a home to maintain as well, as a wife and a mother and everything. But so without support at home, it's difficult. So I make sure I invest in that a lot. If 1 is not sufficient, I get 2. If 2 is not sufficient, I get 3. So I don't stay away too much of ensuring that I get the needed support so that I can also focus on work. And I'm able to separate work from home. Once I'm in the office, I'm really in the office. In the office as well, it's a regulated industry, and it's not a business you can run alone or by yourself. You need structures in place. You need some relevant professionals to support you. So you have all those supports in the office as well, and the governance structure and everything. So it's a lot of delegation and a lot of leadership, making sure that you lead in a way so that even if you are away from home for 1 week, you're away from the office for 1 week, everything still goes on.
But so, as a wealth manager, do you manage your own? Well, that's a question I've been waiting to ask. Or you have somebody else also managing yours, just to create that separation? Or because maybe you feel like because you're the one in the family, you may be too deep into your own thoughts and how you think things should go.
Absolutely.
But you know how they say in tree, or whoever is doing, try line, you know. So somebody watching from afar may have a better view. So in that case, someone like yourself, do you have somebody else also managing that?
Yes, it's something we do in our industry, and it's something we offer for all the new analysts or fund managers that join us to pick our portfolios and begin to manage them. So that is where they learn the skills from. So somebody else also look. So I have, very early in the year, I have conversations with my fund manager to let them know, okay, let's see what I have. And I think by the end of the year, I want to have so much. So I need you to be prompting me. I want to be doing this. Let me know what is available, what I can buy. But we are careful not to make our personal transactions with our clients. Everything we do, the client is always first. So our transactions don't come in there. So somebody else also focuses on mine. Because it's the only way, because I'm also focusing on somebody else. Of course, if I'm managing money for people and creating wealth for them, I should be able to create wealth for myself.
For yourself as well. On that note, we've had an interesting discussion so far. If you're watching, you need a wealth manager to manage you. Everything about you. Enjoy your money well. your wealth, your funds, even your succession, which I realize most of us neglect. Back to you, Doctor. In your videos, the visuals we had, I realized you have an interest in arts and antiques. Tell us about that.
I like warmth. I like to surround myself with beautiful things. I like beautiful environments.
You are beautiful.
Thank you for that compliment. And I have a number of senior girlfriends in my life. And when I visit them, I visit their home and their offices, I just want to have a space like this. So I pick a lot of ideas from people who are ahead of me and I align with in terms of their beauty and everything. And I've picked those interests over the years. So that has informed the things I pick, and I like things that have stories around them. When you come to my office, you come to my home, I want us to engage in a very interesting way. You should see a piece and ask me, Suzy, where did you get this from? What is it? And that alone, it's some interesting story we'll talk about. So I just like to collect very interesting and unique things, things that are timeless.
What would you say is your favorite thing right now that you have amongst that, the antiques? Or your
there,
collection?
There are lots. Every piece and the story behind it and where I picked it from. So each of them, I don't think I have a favorite. I have so many of them that are my favorite. And it's very interesting. I know everything I have.
Wow.
And I know where I have placed.
Manager, if you can
I know where I've placed each of them and all that. So the collection also reminds me about my journey, where I have been and everything. So everywhere I go, I like to pick something that tells a story about the place, and I just carry it along.
But apart from that, what are some of your other interests? I mean, when you're not working or picking stuff to add to your collection, what else do you do?
I'm a Toastmaster.
Ooh, tell us about that.
Toastmasters are public speakers.
Okay.
So Toastmasters is an educational club that provides the platform for anyone.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Anyone that is interested in enhancing their communication skills and perfecting their leadership skills.
So you enjoy that?
I find so much value in it. It is transformational. Everyone who is looking at the next level in their life, personal and professional, it's an opportunity for you to expand on your horizon, and it's a club for professionals. Everybody in there is a professional who is doing something, leading people, but wants to do it in a better way. So it helps you build confidence, especially on the stage. For the work I do, I engage with a lot of people, one-on-one groups and all that. You have to be able to hold yourself up. So it is that platform that allows you to be yourself. So it takes a lot of my time because it is work, but it is exciting as well. And it also helps to expand on your network as well. You have so many people you are engaging with on a constant basis. So it's easy for you to fall back on people whenever you need anything done. So Toastmasters take a lot of my time.
What about music?
I love music. For so long, I have leaned towards jazz because I think jazz is something that just transforms your mind in a very different way. So if I want it cool and all that, I do a lot of jazz. But I love to dance.
We're about to dance.
I'm
excited.
I love hanging. I love hanging out, and I like.
Why the party there today? God, darling. Hey mama, hey I ever say, God, darling. Shake your body, man, you're gonna, God, darling. Hey mama, hey I ever say, God, darling. So why the party there today? God, darling. Hey mama, hey I ever say, God, darling. Shake your body, man, you're gonna, hey mama, hey I ever say, Jerusalem. Ikayalami ilondoloze
My DJ is on fire, and that is DJ Kelvin Smith right here in the studios. And I've got a surprise for you. We've learned so much from you, and we have something to give as well.
Thank you.
This is a token from JN Products.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So that is products from JN Products. JN Products company, they produce toiletries like Dettol, skin products, shampoos, and many others. They are silky style producers of products of this sort as well. So JN Products are available. If you need anything like this, you should reach out to them. And any parting words, Doctor?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I just want to say that there's only one life. So we must pay attention to life and living it and keeping it real all the time. That we continue to be authentic in everything we do. It's us. So we just have to give ourselves and find value in whatever we do that gets us excited, and just keep aiming for the top in everything that we do. Let's just keep aiming for the top. We shouldn't abandon any journey we start that it's supposed to transform our lives.
Thank you so much. YOLO, you only live once. Make the most out of it, and you do need a wealth manager. Thank you, JN Products, for our gifts that we presented to our presenters.